The best content doesn't just go viral, it crosses borders. So obviously, like, my personal goal is to be one of the biggest YouTubers of all time. I study what traits do all artists, not just YouTubers, have in common that makes them have so much success. And what I realized is that they're global, insanely global. And I was just watching the Super Bowl halftime show yesterday, and Bad Bunny broke the record for highest viewership of all time, which was set the previous year by Kendrick Lamar. But that just goes to show that, like, well, first of all, he didn't perform the show in English. All of his songs are spoken in Spanish, his native tongue. And so what did I get out of it, and other people get out of it, that made it so special that it broke records, even though majority of people couldn't understand what he was saying? So what I realized was that there are three things that creators, if you aspire to be a great creator or a YouTuber, TikToker, streamer, whatever it is, there are three things or three barriers. You have to hit at least one of these three in order to be like a great global content creator, because it's not enough. It may be for some, but it's not enough just to stay in this bubble of who I have around me, my neighbors, my friends, my state, whatever it is. But like, if you have true goals of being iconic and global and want to do all these things, you have to at least hit one of these three barriers. So just starting with the first barrier, which is the language barrier. So who is the ideal person or ideal creator who bridges that language barrier gap? So I ended up going with Mr. Beast. And I know majority of my videos are either Mr. Beast or Speed or whatever it is, but I use them for a reason. So I use Mr. Beast for the language barrier example because the way he runs his channel, there's no way someone from across the world doesn't understand or can't relate to what's going on. So first, the way he titles his videos, it's relatable across any country. So-and-so wins $100,000. So just to break that down in simple terms, somebody wins a big sum of money if they do this, right? You have a person, an event, and a potential reward. That's like a universal concept that anybody can understand. That's one. Number two is his thumbnails. So I don't know how he does it. I don't know what, again, he's probably close with YouTube. So he like, anything he thinks of, he kind of like innovates and like they can test out on his channel. But what he does with thumbnails is that, let's say he does a video, right? And it's, I gave away $100,000 and the thumbnail is nothing but American dollars, like US dollars. Somebody who's watching in the US would get that thumbnail. But if you were, let's say, somebody in China or London or the UK, that thumbnail for them would be in pounds. So when they watch that video, they feel a sense of like relatability where, okay, like, oh, this has pounds. A Mr. Beast video, an American YouTuber is using my native currency. I have to click this video. It's like language and relatability where it's like, okay, like, of course, an American YouTuber is going to be more willing to click if he recognizes the currency that's on the thumbnail. Same thing with a UK or a viewer from China. They are more willing to click if they recognize what's in the thumbnail or they can relate to it. The third thing is audio tracks. And if you look at Mr. Beast's videos, as well as other big YouTubers, they have about 30 audio tracks with different languages that are synced up perfectly to what the creator is saying, especially Mr. Beast. So I think Mr. Beast has his own like auto dubbing team where like they can he's outsourced some dubbers from like China, whatever it is. He has the voice of Naruto voicing his Japanese dubs. Like, so if you're in Japan and you're listening to a Mr. Beast video, all you hear is Naruto in your ear. Like, that's just insane level of like, that's just an insane level of one, innovation, and two, reach. So like, what does Mr. Beast have in common with somebody from Japan? Nothing, except presumably a love for anime. He found a common bridge. It's like, okay, if they can't understand my voice, let's dub these videos in a voice they recognize. And there you go. I'm sure there aren't notable voices from like other countries that he can just automatically like hit up or whatever. But the main point is that he has the money to reach out to these voice actors, these famous voice actors, and say, hey, I need your voice for one of my videos. Can you do that? Whatever. He has the resources for that. Not everybody does, but to put it, to break it down more simply, people will more than likely stick around for your video longer if it's in their native tongue, if it's in something they can understand. So I think YouTube has started rolling out audio tracks. So for me myself, I'm going to start doing that and auto dubbing until I can eventually, hopefully, get voice actors to like actually sync my words word for word to grab that emotion. So if it's like an emotional scene, a happy scene, a scene with like a lot of energy, I wouldn't want AI to do that for me. I'd want a human being to replicate those emotions to relate to the viewer so they can sense that realism through the screen. So the second barrier is the physical barrier. So for the physical barrier, there's only one person that should come to mind, and that's IShowSpeed. And he has been traveling the world for about 4 or 5 years now. From what I saw, it's like maybe like 65%, 50% traveled the entire world. And his whole philosophy is, and I think he said this on stream before, it was like, I'm the creator for people who can't afford to travel. So instead of you saving up money and trying to see the world, I'm bringing the world to you. And that's never been done before in the content creation space. So he's traveling to different places, trying out different foods, experiencing different cultures, learning different histories. And some of these places already had like negative stereotypes attached to it. Like he just finished his Africa tour and all the comments were like, I can't believe I thought Africa was only huts and dirt roads and tikis or whatever it is. And he's like in real time, live streaming, breaking down these negative stereotypes that whoever started. Now all of a sudden is that like, one, you are introduced to this new culture from the comfort of your own home. You can easily pull up the live stream on your TV, your iPad, your phone, and see a different country that he's decided to go to. And with his own unique personality, he's interacting with everybody and trying on different clothes, trying on different foods. And you can make your own decision like, hey, this could be a place I could go. It takes out all the in-between of having to research where to go and all this other stuff. But like, you have a variety of content from his catalog where he's been to so many different places and experienced so many different things that you can just see that like every country he's visited is just gaining a wider audience. It starts to turn into like a game in a way where like I saw Nigerians and Ethiopians and Moroccans like literally just talking about, wait till he gets to our country. We're going to be the best. We're going to do this. We're going to show him the best meals. We're going to show him the best places. We have the best history. We're going to show him the best part of our country ever. And by the time he's done, he's going to say that Nigeria was the best country he's ever been to. Ghana was the best country he's ever been to. And you have countries competing and trying to show up and put their best foot forward for a global audience to show like, hey, our country is just as good, as just as like, obviously everybody knows about the US. The US does this, this, and this, but this is our country. We do this here. This is what makes us unique. What makes Speed break that physical barrier is that like, not only is he bringing the countries to your home, to your living room, but it's the effort to go out to these countries and experience that culture. Because what celebrities are doing that besides to do like some like, philanthropic, like, oh, we're going to feed these people and give them food here and give them water here. What are we doing? Or what are you doing besides that? Because these are like legit countries that people live in. Well, we shouldn't just go to Africa just because we want to build wells and help. Like that's still like a need there. But these are cultures that literally majority of us have never experienced before. And the fact that like people are saying like, yeah, I had so many thoughts about this continent that like my mind has completely changed. It's amazing. So that physical barrier that was set up by flight and travel for Speed to bring, and it works both ways, right? So for Speed to bring the other countries, to the comfort of your own home while also giving them a national spotlight. And we can all acknowledge that like the effort he's going through, it was about 25 countries in 1 month. So that we all acknowledge the effort he's going through to one, give us his content, but to actually put in the effort as a big content creator to just be on the ground with like a couple of security guards and actually immersed in the content and immersed with the people. So that is the physical barrier. That's why I believe, and that's kind of why I believe Speed is the best IRL streamer and best like travel streamer, because he's willing to do what most can't or what most people won't do. Like get down there, boots on the ground, and just like experience everything and not just use it as like a charity, type of deal. So, and that's why I feel like speed is the best for that. And the last barrier is the emotional barrier. Who I picked for the emotional barrier should be no surprise. They're the greatest band of all time. I don't care the Beatles. I don't care. The greatest band of all time is Coldplay. And if you look at their concerts, the visuals, the art, the storytelling, the fireworks, it's the emotion that environment just creates. You're buying tickets not only for the music, but for the experience, the emotion you get from listening to a Coldplay song. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the song Yellow performed. And again, Coldplay gives you these wristbands that turn different colors. So obviously they start playing Yellow. The wristbands turn yellow. The crowd is just crying, recording, and they play Fix You. And it's just an amazing atmosphere. And there's one song in particular that everybody knows, and it's my favorite song of all time. I was put on the Coldplay in 2023. My favorite song of all time is Viva La Vida, Live the Life. That's just a personal message to you, to me, and anything you want to pursue. Live the life, live your life. I'm gonna live my life. And they're telling you as the creators of that song to do that. And the most iconic part about Viva La Vida is the kind of chorus or bridge towards the end, where you don't need any type of lyrics. You're basically just yelling and just being in that moment, just being felt in that moment. And I'll just add the clip right now.
That song is fun to play everywhere because the bit that everybody sings is no language. It's just human. It isn't English, it isn't Japanese, it isn't French. So that's very enjoyable for us because every country we go to, whoa, everyone sounds the same. As you feel a connection between yourself and all those people in the audience when you're all singing the same thing. This is very special.
So what I'm trying to say is your content has to make people feel some type of way. It has to, from the start of the video to the end of the video, there has to be a change in emotion, whether how they felt going into it. They may go in happy and may feel even more excited after finishing your video. Like, yes, I was looking forward to this video all day. It lightened my spirits. Or they can come in feeling pretty bad and just like feeling a little less bad at the end. But like, there has to be like an emotional change or transformation for your audience, for your viewers, in order to create, one, loyalists, and two, long-term fans. Now, I just started listening to Coldplay almost 3 years ago, and I'm one of their biggest fans. I think they're the greatest band of all time because of how they make me feel when listening to their music, but also like watching their live concerts. And you check it out and you tell me for yourself. And that's the type of effect you want to have on people. Mr. Beast removes language, Speed removes distance, and Coldplay removes explanation. They're all different mediums, but have the same goal. They don't ask their audience to adapt, but they adapt to their audience. So again, Bad Bunny had the most viewed Super Bowl halftime show of all time. And you had to ask yourself, what barriers did he break in order for that to happen? And in my opinion, he broke two: the distance barrier and the emotional barrier. So if you want to grow globally, in my opinion, you shouldn't ask, who am I making this for? But in turn, ask, what barrier am I trying to break? Whether it be language, distance, or emotion. Yeah, and that's it for the video, guys. See ya.